Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the new moon in Virgo, which is occurring in the Northern Hemisphere on September 6th, 2021, at 14 degrees of Virgo. This moon is so beautiful. It is like rain washing down and through our souls is really what it feels like. It's that energy, that Virgo energy of purification, of detox, of spiritual upliftment. We're really receiving with this new moon in Virgo, this huge activation that's allowing us to move forward on our life path and really activating and initiating within us a deeper spiritual calling. So we're going to talk about that, all of these different energies and the astrological energies that are at play. And I will be doing a card reading as well, which will be time-stamped in the description box below for those of you who enjoy skipping right to the reading. But there's a lot of powerful energies as far as the planets go that we're going to discuss before we get to the reading, and just the energies of this moon itself and what it brings. And it's so crazy. As I'm talking right now, there's just this beautiful ringing in both of my ears. And so it feels very angelic. I feel a lot of this, just this beautiful divine presence as I'm recording this right now for you guys, which tells me that there's a lot of beautiful, high vibrational spiritual energy that is coming through for us during this new moon. And of course, this new moon is happening just days before the official opening of the 9/9 portal, the video for which I will have out for you guys in the next few days. However, I did do a video on the channel Empath Uprising. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. That's linked in the description box below. Pete is incredible. That channel is incredible. And there's just a wealth of knowledge and a beautiful tribe there as well. So I encourage you guys to not only check out that video, but to check out different videos on his channel as well. Really get a feel for his energy and what it is that he brings, and the information and the knowledge and the wisdom that he brings through, because I think that a lot of you guys would really resonate. So we have that to hold you guys over. And then, of course, I will be doing the card reading and another look at the 9/9 portal on here within a few days. But yeah, this new moon in Virgo is really, it's preparing us for the 9/9 portal. It's sort of like the I'm feeling that water energy so strongly. It's really interesting because of course Virgo is an earth energy. It is mutable earth ruled by Mercury. So very much also a mind energy, a mind and a body energy and an earth energy. But there's something about the water, and I think it's because of that energy of purification. It's like washing us clean and preparing us for this beautiful portal and gateway of the 9/9, which is a huge energy of completion. So this is a new moon, so it is about creation and manifestation, yes, but it's also very much about detoxing and releasing. Virgo is that energy that is always seeking to purify, always seeking to become better, and is very much about spiritual service. The Virgo-Pisces axis is all about spiritual service and the different ways that we can be of service spiritually. And so with this Virgo new moon, Virgo is the practical aspect of spirituality. And so we're looking at what are those daily things that I can do to enhance my spiritual condition? What are those little things that I can do within my day in order to be of service? But we're also looking at that overarching energy and theme of service, and which is that Pisces energy, right? And we're looking at how we can step into that role more deeply. That path, our divine path, is being more deeply illuminated. One thing that's really interesting about this new moon and everything that's been leading up to it is that we have this conjunction of Neptune and Pallas, who are both in retrograde. And we've had all of our personal planets pass through and form an opposition to this conjunction of Neptune and Pallas. And we really felt it with Mars. We felt it with Mercury. Before that, Venus went through. And so every aspect of our being, right, because these internal planets represent our psyche. They represent our personality. They're more about us, while the external planets are more of a collective type energy and focus. And so this has really been a huge purification process for us, and a deeper understanding that we've developed as each one of our personal planets has opposed this conjunction. Because remember, Neptune in retrograde is about removing the veil. It's about seeing the truth, the higher spiritual truth. And that Pallas energy, Pallas, I really need to look up which way that's supposed to be pronounced. I think I say it both ways sometimes just to cover all my bases. But regardless of how it's pronounced, right, this energy is all about strategy. It's about creativity, but it's also about connecting the dots and seeing the larger picture. And so anywhere where we have missed connecting those dots, especially in that larger spiritual context, right? That soul context with this conjunction with Neptune, it's being revealed. We're seeing that we're beginning to understand more. Things are beginning to open up more. And each and every aspect of our being, as these personal planets pass through, is receiving this activation. So now we have the sun and the moon, who are in a loose opposition, but still close enough that we're going to call it, right? Are receiving this activation as well. So we're really being shown how it is that we can step into that next role of higher service, of higher planetary service. What does that look like for us? And with this Virgo energy, which is very much about self-care above all else, we're looking at how it is that we care for ourselves first, the service that comes from healing ourselves, from caring for ourselves, from filling our own cup, and then the service that we can then begin to expand upon from there, right? But knowing and understanding how absolutely critical and important that self-healing is, and what a huge ripple effect that has in the world. So we're seeing the ways that we can care for and nurture ourselves more deeply. This is also highlighted by a semi-loose grand trine that we have here. And by loose, I mean there are a few degrees, it's a few degrees off, but we're definitely still feeling it. Between Mercury, the North Node, Saturn, and Ceres. And so we have here, and yes, I'm just looking at the chart as we go along, the North Node in a loose conjunction with Ceres. And then, so that involves these two planets together, their combined energy together, which is Ceres is that mothering energy, that nurturing energy, especially how we care for and nurture ourselves, right? So that theme coming back again. As we evolve, how are we caring for? How are we nurturing ourselves? How are we determining who and what else in our lives is worthy of that same care and nurturing? Right? Because not everything we can't invest our energy. If we invest our energy all over the place, it becomes scattered. Right? Especially if we are placing our life force energy in all these different directions. Right? Then we become depleted. So really understanding what is worthy of that. What cause is worthy of my energy? Where do I want that focused? And how do I first take care of me? And we see this, let me get this back here. The lessons with Saturn, right? Saturn is our evolution. It is the lessons that we're learning. It is karma. It is all of these energies. So we're really seeing any karmic lessons that we have when it comes to these aspects of being, when it comes to this aspect of our lives, this energy of nurturing, this energy of giving. Sometimes the energy of Virgo, just like the energy of Pisces, can be a little bit of that martyr energy, or a lot of that martyr energy. And so we're understanding that balance. We're understanding that we can't allow ourselves to become martyrs. We can't give and give and give without getting anything back, without filling that cup. And that doesn't mean that we give to get, but it means that we look for that reciprocity of energy, or we look for the places where that energy is most suited, where it is the most impactful, right? Where it can really make a difference. And there's an analogy that I'm thinking of here, and I'm not gonna, it's like, it goes with like a parable or a story, and I'm not very good at remembering stuff like that. So I'm not going to be able to get it completely right, but it's just this idea of, if you walk into a room where everybody is dead set and thinking in a certain way. Right? Like that lower vibration of Sagittarius energy that we're moving out of with the South Node in Sagittarius right now. That energy of very set in their ways. This is what we think. This is what we believe. We are not open to any other ways of thinking. And you come in and you try to shift their perception of something. You expend all this energy trying to shift these people, and they do not want to shift. But you could have talked to one person who was very open and receptive and completely changed their lives, and they could go on to affect more people, right? Like, that's a much huger ripple that was created, and that's a much more efficient use of energy, even if it's less people, right? Than trying to shift someone or something that doesn't want to be shifted. Right. And I think I might have just added the thing of a group of people versus one. I don't think that was actually in the example that I was remembering. But it felt like I wanted to shift it like that just to show the impact of the one person, I think. But you guys get the gist. You guys get the idea. So where is that energy going to be most efficient? Right? How can I maximize the energy that I have to give? Where is that going to be received? It's not our job to change everybody's minds, right? Because then are we really any better than anyone else if we're trying to push our viewpoint and perspective onto somebody who holds a completely different truth? We are becoming what it is that we are trying to shift and change, and we don't want to do that. And so we spend that time and that energy on the things that are on the people, the situations that are open and receptive, that are mutable, right? With this Virgo mutable energy, on the people and situations that are mutable, that are open. So it's all about understanding that as well. I think that was a total tangent that I just went off on. But it's so there may be lessons around that kind of thing that are coming to a close. It's us putting into practice and synthesizing the things that we've learned so far. And with this Mercury energy and all of this grand trine being a grand air trine, it's a lot of that mind energy. So it's a lot of that energy also of understanding the way that our mind operates, of understanding. That's why that example came through, right? Communication. Mercury is all about communication as well. Like anything that we've been learning around communication, around the way that our minds work, around the way that we can best utilize our mind power as well. There's a lot going on with this grand air trine here as far as these lessons are concerned and these energies are concerned that we're working with. So that is, I think, a really beautiful aspect that we have going on with this new moon. What else did I want to talk about as far as the astrological energies go? We have, and so this is an energy that is really kind of a little bit ongoing right now. We're going to be experiencing this. It's going to be influencing the 9/9 portal as well, and a lot of the energies of September. So we want to talk about this. We want to talk about the square between Pluto and Eris. And I thought about making this a separate video, but I think I'm just going to do it in this video, and we'll probably keep mentioning it because it's so important. And during this new moon, we actually have Pluto and Eris being involved in a T-square with Venus. And then in the 9/9 portal, I believe they're involved in a T-square with the moon. Which is still basically conjunct Venus, so still really involved with Venus as well. And it's a powerful energy. This Pluto square Eris energy by itself is powerful, and we have 5 exact squares of Pluto and Eris throughout 2021. This is the 4th one that we're experiencing right now. And this is a potent energy. Remember, we talked about the outer planets being collective energies. So Pluto is a planet of collective transformation among many things. Pluto is many, many things. As some of you who follow this channel know, Pluto is my favorite planet. Anyone who tries to tell you Pluto is not a planet, ask Pluto. All right, ask Pluto whether he's a planet or not. It doesn't really matter what astronomers want to say about this. If you've ever tapped into the energy of Pluto, you know that Pluto is. It doesn't matter what Pluto is or is not. Pluto is a powerful and impactful energy, perhaps the most powerful and impactful energy in the sky, in the astrological sphere. I mean, it is the planet that represents power. And everything, the refinement of power, the reclaiming of power, the understanding of power, and how we utilize power, right? And Eris is an energy, is an astrological body who is about the size of Pluto, I believe. And very similar, it's I believe her orbit is, she's, I believe, considered an asteroid, but her orbit is pretty far out there as well. And she's like a feminine version of Mars, but with also that Plutonic transformative aspect to her. So Eris represents everything that's been swept under the rug, everything that hasn't been talked about, right? Everything that people don't want to look at. It's like the elephant in the room kind of energy is what Eris represents. She comes in and she points at the elephant, and she gets so loud that everybody in the room is forced to look at that elephant and acknowledge the elephant in the room, right? She is an energy that does not abide in justice. Anywhere where injustice is present, she is going to stand up. And so when we're looking at this, Eris was known as the goddess of, I believe it was war and discord. So you can imagine this energies, and this is why she's similar to a Mars type energy, right? So she doesn't hold any prisoners. So when we're looking at this energy, we're looking at the planet that represents power, and we're looking at Eris and everything that she represents. And we see Pluto in the sign of Capricorn, right, which is the sign of authority. It is also a sign that can represent, in a collective sense, the system, right, the people that hold positions of power. And then Eris in Aries, which is the sign of the individual, right, the sign that is ruled by Mars. So she is quite potent in the sign of Aries. We really see this energy here, this push-pull, this tension. As things are revealed, we're going to continue to see more and more being revealed. Everything, all of the elephants in the room coming into clear focus. No longer are things going to be able to be swept under the rug. And we're really going to see people reclaiming their sovereignty and their power. And so there's going to be a lot of energies and a lot of energies that are wanting to distract us and keep our focus away from what it is that's important. They're going to keep pulling us back, like there's not an elephant in the corner. No. What about here? Look over here. Look at all the terrible things happening over here. Look at fear. Right? And so that's where they're going to be trying to divert our focus. But this energy is going to keep pulling us back, like, no, there is an elephant. Look at the elephant. All of that stuff isn't real, but this elephant is very real. Come on, reach up, touch him. And so that's the energy that we're working with here. And there's going to be a lot of, it's going to be intense. We'll put it that way. It's going to be intense. And so all we can do is just move through that. And in our personal lives, we may be experiencing transformations as well when it comes to this energy, what it's bringing up, what it's showing within us, especially when it comes to our ability to embrace our own power and stand in our own sovereignty, where it is that we've given our power away and where it is that we're ready to take that power back. And when we have Venus involved in this T-square, this is bringing up a lot of energies when it comes to the things that Venus represents. When it comes to relationship, when it comes to finances, when it comes to self-worth, when it comes to the material realm and material things, we're going to be, that energy is going to be at play. And then the moon as well, which is our emotional nature. So when the moon comes in with this is around that 9/9 portal energy, right? Very intense, very emotional. But there's a huge purification, not only in terms of what we've discussed, but in terms of our feminine energy in general. Venus represents feminine energy. Eris is a feminine energy. And so we really see Venus receiving an upgrade if she's willing to receive it. We see the feminine energy and the strength of the feminine really coming into the forefront. The feminine stepping more deeply into her power and owning that. But seeing how she can do that in a way, like how do we combine that beautiful, gentle, loving, harmonious energy of Venus with this abrasive, in-your-face energy of Eris, right? How do we blend those together, synthesize that, and move from that place, act from that place of the balance of these two energies, these two feminine energies. And so that's what we're really looking to do. And we have to remember that Venus is in the sign of Libra. This is a sign that she rules. This is also a sign that appreciates beauty and harmony and balance. It is not, we have Eris, which is the planet of discord. I say planet because I just like saying that better than going into a long-winded description of what she actually is. Their energy is felt as a planet energy is felt. So if you guys hear me say planet and I don't correct myself, just know and understand. Like, we're not worrying about those little details here. We're talking about the energies, right? So the planet of discord, and in this opposition to a planet that represents harmony and cooperation and balance. And so it's really, especially in Libra, that can sometimes be the energy. The lower vibratory energy of that can be the people pleasing. It can be the energy of trying to achieve harmony at all costs. And so Eris and Pluto are coming in and saying, no, we're not doing that anymore. We're not doing that. We're not saying that things are okay when they're not. We're not pretending that that elephant isn't sitting in the corner right now waving at us, right? And so, it's gonna be interesting, but it really is giving the divine feminine a serious upgrade as far as her ability to step into her power. So I really like that. So this is an energy that we have in the background here, sort of lurking in the background of our awareness as we're moving through this new moon and this 9/9 portal and these September energies in general. And I say lurking in the background, but like it's going to be felt. It's going to be felt pretty intensely. So there's really a huge activation of our spiritual service, and we can see how our spiritual service is connected to the change that we came here to be. Right? And I didn't say the change that we came here to make. I said the change that we came here to be. Because we are that change. We exemplify that change. That is how we create that change, by being the change that we want to see. And so that, a lot of people are going to see that as a huge aspect of their spiritual service. Another fun thing about this energy is that we have Uranus trining the sun and the moon. So this is a powerful energy as well, because Uranus is that energy of rebellion. It is that energy of divine intervention, of reinvention, of evolution. So we're really being supported in our evolution right now, in evolving, in using that Virgo energy in order to evolve, to purify ourselves, right? To strip away more of the distortion, to strip away more of what is not us, and really step more firmly and deeply into our spiritual path, into our spiritual work, into our understanding of who it is that we came here to be and what it is that we came here to do. And I say who it is that we came here to be because we always, when we incarnate in a physical body, and we take on all the biology of this physical system, we take on all of the brain chemistry, all of the experiences, we came here to be somebody. It isn't necessarily, we may never be who we fully truly are. Like, we may never exemplify the pure and undistorted truth of our souls. Maybe and probably, possibly, maybe probably, possibly, when we ascend into the fifth dimension, right? When that process is complete. But it is a process, right? And so it is, in a way, like we're playing a role. We're playing ourselves, and we learn how to play ourselves more and more as we start learning where it is that we are faking it, where it is that we are being inauthentic. The more we step into our authenticity, the more it is that we really play who we are. But it's like, or we become who we are, truly are. But we're always kind of playing a role. So whoever this role is that you came here to play, remember, everything that you've experienced has helped to create that, has helped to cultivate that. But now we're discarding everything we've experienced and everything that we've taken on that is hindering us from moving forward. Yeah, and this Venus trining the sun and the moon, we also have her a couple degrees away from true black moon Lilith. So a conjunction of Uranus, rather, I think I just said Venus, Uranus and true black moon Lilith, which really amps up that energy of rebellion, right? It's like that. When you have true black moon and Uranus together, it's basically like a big middle finger kind of energy. And so like this is really as revolutionary an energy as you can get that we've got going on right here. Very, very interesting. So this is a spiritual evolution and revolution. So we're stepping into the next phase of that as participants in that journey, right? Where is our personal evolution and revolution? Where is that leading us? What is that next step for us? All right, so there's probably more astrology. I know there is. There's lots of different stuff going on, but I feel like that's pretty adequate. So I want to look at what I want to pull for you guys to get started here. What? Yeah, we'll grab a card from the Beyond Lemuria. Oh, interesting. So this card doesn't belong here, but this is the Move Forward card from a different deck, which is definitely very relevant right now. Right, because that's what we're being asked to do. We're being asked to move forward. Clear. We're being asked to release the past, to really shift and change, right? To stop living like we lived in the past, to change the system that isn't working. There's a lot of energies that want us to move backward, but they don't understand once the caterpillar has become the butterfly, it can't become the caterpillar anymore. So it's like, even though these outside energies are trying to pull us backward with all of this fear programming, they can't. You cannot change a butterfly back into a caterpillar. Like, what they're trying to do is not possible. They want us to think that what we are doing, not trying, remember, I didn't say what we're trying to do, what we are doing is impossible, but it's not. What they're attempting to do, that is impossible. And I know I say all possibilities are possible. So I guess in some version of reality, maybe you could change a caterpillar back into a butterfly, but that would take a lot. That would take an intensive amount of energy. Don't let them clip your wings, right? Because that's the next thing. You can't change a caterpillar back into a butterfly. What do? You try to clip its wings so at least it can't fly. We're not going to allow that to happen. We are spreading our wings. We are moving forward. We are taking flight. All right. What do we have? You really cannot make this up. So, Harmonic Flight is the first card out here. And you see that beautiful infinity sign here. You see how these energies are merging together. This beautiful spiraling energy that reminds me of the energy spiraling up and down the spine, right? The life force energy, the Kundalini energy. And this is the energy, this is twin flame energy. But this is above all else understanding the balancing and the unification of the masculine and the feminine within, right? This is union energy. And what is true divine union? We talk about this a lot. True divine union happens within. And once and only once it happens within, can it truly happen without. And by without, I mean attracting a divine partner who is a reflection of your true energy. So that's really beautiful, this energy of divine union, this energy of bringing together and merging the masculine and the feminine. And I don't think I talked about it in this video yet, but in the video that I have linked for you guys that is posted on Empath Uprising's channel, we talk about the masculine and the feminine energy and the blending and the unification of that. We talk about that a lot. That was coming through in the 9/9 portal. That energy of healing the wounded feminine and the wounded masculine. How the energies heal each other, right? That's how we heal the wounded feminine, is by bringing in some of that beautiful divine masculine energy, and we heal the wounded masculine with some of that beautiful divine feminine energy. It's really understanding how to work with these energies, the interplay of these energies, the necessity of both of these energies in balance within us. And when we have these energies balanced within us, we can truly take flight. And it's wicked funny too, because in that video, we talk about the energy of harmony too. We talk about the energy of harmony and how harmony is the bringing together of complementary forces. So that's really interesting that card came out. I like that. And then what do we have here? So this is calling on us to work on healing our divine masculine or feminine energy, wherever that is requiring healing right now. And as we talked about, there's a lot of the wounded feminine energy that's healing right now. So how do we pay attention to that, right? How do we look at what is requiring more assistance? Is the feminine requiring more energy, more masculine energy? Is the masculine requiring more feminine energy? If we are having difficulty establishing boundaries, if we are having difficulty bringing our inspirations into form, then our feminine is desiring support from the masculine, right? And we want to work on that. If we are just blindly moving forward and accomplishing, but there's no heart within it, right? We're feeling disconnected. If we're struggling with our intuition, if we're struggling with our ability to receive, to be open, then our masculine energy is desiring support from the feminine. So really looking at that, really looking at which aspect of ourselves is requiring support from the other. Yeah. And I don't think people talk about it that way a lot. That's why I was pausing to think about it for a minute. I really don't think, typically we think about if our masculine is struggling, we focus on the masculine. But it's like we also need to focus on the feminine, because it's her qualities that are going to balance him out. And then we have stepping through. I like this, and I'm going to actually... I like everything, right? I'm going to actually read for you guys a little bit. Clearing illusory projections. That's another meaning for the Harmonic Flight card. Seeing the divine in the eyes of another. Relationships with deep bonds forming. Really learning how to connect with each other on a soul level. Right, that's the true meaning and vibration and energy of the word namaste. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. Knowing that the light in you is the light in me, right? Because I am you and you are me. So it's really working on that energy too, that energy of unity, that energy of seeing ourselves in another, in every other, realizing and understanding that there is no other. So stepping through is all about following your heart, dreaming big. Stepping through something that has been holding you back, that energy feels very relevant. The threshold, starting new projects, self-belief, the road less traveled, and trust. Yeah. It's like right now we are standing on the threshold of something, or we've been standing on the threshold. And now is that time where we're really ready to step through. To step through the doorway and close the door behind us on whatever is no longer serving us. On whatever is completed, whatever is done. And we're, like we said, this is preparing us for this 9-9 portal, which is all about that energy of completion. Yeah. It's like ending that energy of procrastination. Remember, Virgo is the energy of let's get it done. So anywhere where we've been holding ourselves back, where we've been procrastinating, where we've been allowing our fear or our self-doubt to keep us paralyzed, allowing our fear of the unknown to keep us stuck somewhere we don't need to be any longer. We're getting ready to step through. We're being prepared to step out of that energy. When you start something, talk about it, take consistent steps to actualize it, and you will see it take on a momentum of its own. The right people, places, and opportunities will magnetize, and it will start to come together. Don't be afraid to fail, right? There is no such thing as failure, right? We never, ever, ever fail. What does fail mean? If something didn't work out the way that we wanted it to, that's fine, because we gained some wisdom, we gained some experience, and now we get to try it again. Right? So there's never, as long as we're learning something, we haven't failed. Right? Failure, that concept of failure, we need to deconstruct that, and we need to move beyond that, because that is the energy that keeps us stuck. What is that quote? It says something about how the master didn't become the master overnight, right? The master has failed far more times than he has succeeded. But the master doesn't use terms like failure. They're lessons. It's wisdom. It's experience. It's a chance to refine. Remember, Virgo energy is all about refinement. And so we refine through trial and error. But once again, I don't know that I like the word error either. But you guys know what I mean. So it's releasing that fear of failure. Removing that energy, right? Changing the vibration of that energy. Taking that completely out of our vocabulary. Actually, I don't even want to change the vibration of it. Let's just take it out completely. There is no such thing as failure. The success we see around us has come from perseverance, right? Just like we were just saying. Falling and getting back up again is part of the journey. And my friend Glenn, he often says, what did he say? If you get up, if you fall 9 times and you get back up 10 times. Something about the energy of that. I can't remember the rest of what he says goes, but you get the idea of it. Right? Then you've still succeeded. Because you've gotten back up more times than you've fallen. Focus your energies and commit to seeing your vision become a reality. You are human, so set reasonable expectations and know that when you apply yourself, you can make amazing things happen. Building a dream can seem overwhelming, but if you break it down and make a plan, you will gracefully find a way through. And that's that Virgo energy again. Break it down and make a plan. What are the steps that I need to take? Really take advantage of this Virgo energy and make yourself a list. But don't be hard on yourself if it takes you longer to accomplish the things on your list than you think it should. Be generous and kind with yourself, but keep moving forward, right? Move forward. You might be able to manage most aspects of a project, and it is great to have an incentive to learn more skills, but it doesn't mean you need to do it on your own. So this is where teamwork and collaboration, this is where being receptive to help and assistance comes in. Whatever you are aiming to achieve, there are people out there with the tools, skills, and energy you may be missing. Look at the bigger picture and delegate. A mentor, people on a similar journey, or an accountability buddy can be wonderful supporters and allies. Following your dreams is fulfilling and empowering, but it is often a path less traveled. You may need to plot your own course or invent a way through. Also, consider what kind of lifestyle you would like and know that this may change and evolve as you do, right? We're always changing and evolving. So what it is that our dreams are changing and evolving with us. Our purpose is changing and evolving with us. What you can do or dream you can. Begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Yeah. All growth occurs outside of your comfort zone. Clear. All right. Ooh, we got the fire energy coming out. And okay, this is interesting, right? Look how similar the energies of these two cards are. Right? We've got the masculine and the feminine energy again. We've got that Kundalini type energy again. So this may be very Kundalini activations may be occurring for some people. Right? We got that beautiful dragon energy coming in now. Even with this card, there's a dragon-esque. Even though they're birds, there is a dragon-esque kind of feel to it. Very magical. Yeah, the fire, that's our passion, right? That's that masculine energy there. Really igniting our passions. Bringing together all aspects, integration of all aspects of our being. Yes, this card is all about duality creation, the Kundalini, the rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony, intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, coalescence, and infinite energy. And isn't that interesting, because we pointed out the infinity symbol above their two heads, which is also that energy of infinite, the infinite, right? Yes. This is so beautiful. Such powerful, activating, transformative energies coming through. We live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on light can repress our shadows. Bringing both sides into balance and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves as we truly are, we can extend more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. And so that's really important to note, right? And this is when we talk about Virgo energy. And for those of you who haven't watched it yet, I just put out the Virgo season video where we got much deeper into the energies of Virgo. So I encourage you to check that out. But it's this energy, Virgo energy allows us to see truth. It allows us to see the fullness of the picture, right? Our strengths and our weaknesses, both sides of the coin. And this is so incredibly important, right? This is understanding our light and our dark, what some people might call the shadow, but it's really just the parts of us that haven't been illuminated, the parts of us that we hide from the world and from ourselves. So it's really about acknowledging all of those aspects of who we are, embracing and accepting all of the aspects and facets of who we are, or who we think we are, right? We can only know who we truly are when we're willing to examine every aspect of our consciousness with that beautiful sense of love, compassion, and acceptance for whatever it is that we find. We can't shift something if it's not within our awareness. And so everything that we repress or suppress within ourselves is stagnant energy that can't be shifted, that can't be transmuted and transformed if necessary, until we acknowledge it, until we acknowledge and accept it. And so there's definitely an energy of that coming through, right? And that's an aspect that's part of this inner union energy too. So really seeing and appreciating all sides of ourselves, bringing the darkness into the light. Yeah, it's so important. It's so important that we do this. It's so important that we acknowledge this, both in the world and in ourselves, right? Because nothing is one thing or another. There was I believe there's this really cool show on the Gaia channel. It's called, what is it? Initiation, I think is what it's called. And he talks about this energy, this spectrum of light and dark, right? And how if you move too far down one end of that spectrum, whether it be darkness or light, you're naturally pulled back, because we can't exist too far in either one of those extremes. We have to exist in the middle. And so this happens on both ends of the spectrum. When we focus and we spend too much time in our light, when we spend too much time in that energy, ignoring our darkness, ignoring our shadow, and also when we spend too much time in the darkness and the shadow, ignoring our light. We have to acknowledge both and bring those into balance. And it's like from this balanced place, all of these energies, aspects of balance, of unity, of combining the dualities, right? That's where we can really become impactful, because we have access to our full energy. If we are not acknowledging or strengthening certain aspects of ourselves, we're also missing all of that energy that's available to us there. Guys, I appreciate you. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you are having a beautiful new moon in Virgo, or are going to have, depending on when you watch this video. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. And all of my services are listed in the description box with my email. So please shoot me an email if you want to do any one-on-one work. I would absolutely be honored to work with you guys. Yeah, so much love, so much appreciation, so much gratitude for each and every single one of you. And I will talk to you all soon.